What is up, everybody? It's RC, and today we are going to be getting back into reviewing comics. So, sorry, I have the new mic set up, so I'm going to be getting used to where that is for right now. So, I know that the review that I did, I think it was either last week or the week before, for Cyberfrog Blood Honey, I mentioned I was going to be doing some other reviews for the other Cyberfrog books. And these two that we're going to be covering today are the other ones that I got in the packet for Ethan's eBay store. So this would be Cyberfrog Amphibionix and Cyberfrog 1998. They're both smaller books, so I'm going to sort of combine them into one review. Obviously going through each one individually. But let's start with Cyberfrog 1998. Same art style as Cyberfrog Blood Honey, and it just covers the stuff that was going on from Heather Swain's perspective. Again, same as Cyberfrog Blood Honey, it's a very sturdy book. It is well put together. Again, it is a smaller book as compared to, let's do a size comparison. So we have Blood Honey and we have 1998. Obviously, it's a little bit smaller. I think it's ash can size. Both of these books are ash can size. So, again, there's Ethan's signature. I always like it whenever the creator signs their work. And it pretty much just covers everything from what goes on in the beginning of the, I can't really say it's, like, Cyberfrog Blood Honey has the origin of Cyberfrog, and it also has the beginning of the invasion of the Vespis. This covers the beginning of the invasion of the Vespis. So, what I'd be starting out with is pretty much just like the whenever Cyberfrog is fighting what's called Traumadeus, which where is it? First, there's the Salamandroid panel. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. And that was one of the blacklight posters that Ethan was selling on his campaign. Unfortunately, I did not get that because at that point I wasn't entirely into Cyberfrog, but if I was at that point, holy shit, I would have gotten that book. Okay, so there's Traumadeus. Creepy mofo right there. And all of these characters are quite interestingly designed, I must definitely say. And then, after showing that and showing where Cyberfrog is at that point and where Salamandroid is, and then you get to, again, still getting used to where this mic is set up. Then you show where Heather Swain is. And it shows, I'm not going to show the whole story of like this thing because I'm going to not want to spoil anything. Because this covers how Heather got from her apartment to where you see her at the end of Cyberfrog Blood Honey. It shows how she was saved from the Vespis and how she got away from them. Overall, I would say this book is definitely worth getting with the Cyberfrog Blood Honey package because it elaborates on the story from a different perspective and it lets you know how this character got to where she is in the book. And it also lead into Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, I would imagine. So, it's something that will expand upon the story of Cyberfrog, and for Cyberfrog fans, it's a really good deal. Now, we're going to get into the next book, Cyberfrog Amphibionix. I think Ethan has Cyberfrog Amphibionix 2 on his Wrecked Planet campaign. I think. This is just going off memory because I haven't looked at Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet campaign in a long time. But this book is detached from the 1998 and from Bloodhoney. This is just a sort of a standalone story of Cyberfrog, and I honestly can't remember if it's Cyberfrog from back whenever Ethan published him first. I know he wasn't like the first iteration of Cyberfrog, because that iteration didn't have Heather Swain, and it didn't have like Salaman. Did it have Salamandroid? I know it didn't have Heather Swain. This book does have Heather Swain, obviously. Overall, like the story pretty much just covers how, it's honestly a very strange story. It's strange but fun. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy this book because in this, Cyberfrog is pretty much like if you combined a cybernetic frog with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. And that's pretty much what Cyberfrog is. He has dark humor, and he's funny, and he's a superhero. But the crux of this book pretty much revolves around Cyberfrog fighting this shape-shifting man bear thing who also ends up fighting bat nuns. I don't know. If you want a more concise explanation, I think you would need to ask Ethan Van Sciver about that. If this is your first introduction to Cyberfrog, you're not going to have any idea what you're getting into, because everything in this is completely random and funny, and honestly completely worth your time, but it wouldn't be a good introduction, let's just say. Okay. Getting into the quality of the book, the art is, again, it's Ethan Van Sciver, it's fantastic. The book itself is, I guess it's made on like a different sort of paper than what Cyberfrog 1998 and Bloodhoney are. Because if you can see on the screen, you might not be able to. You see that sheen right there? Just because this is like glossy paper. And Amphibionix, you don't really see that sheen. It's not really glossy, but it is thick, so it is sturdy, which is good. All of these books are sturdy, and that's one good thing that I'm finding from Comicsgate is these books are very sturdy. They're durable. Again, it's a smaller book, much like 1998, ash can size, and it has a different design for Salamandroid because he looks a bit thinner in the neck than what you would see in like Bloodhoney and 1998, but it's a very interesting story. Like it is a slightly different art style than 1998 and Bloodhoney, but it's still something that is recognizable. I did have I had a few complaints, but overall it was good. In the beginning, there was a little bit of confusion as to how to read the panels. Like, what? Right, okay. This part right here. Whenever I was reading this, I started here and just went straight down, but after a quick look and seeing that it didn't make sense if I just read it that way, instead, you had to go across. So think of this as a 2-page spread. I think there was a little bit of continuity errors in the sort of like the tail end of the book. but it's not something that's going to take you out of the story. It's very, very minor, and both of these complaints pretty much amount to nothing, because none of it takes you out of the story. It's still fantastic art, fantastic writing, and it's a book that you can certainly enjoy. It's definitely a good backup story to 1998 and Blood Honey. And if you were to get into Cyberfrog as with these as your first books, this would be a good story or collection of stories to get you started with Cyberfrog. Overall, I totally recommend it. Again, I wouldn't be saying that these would be a good start for getting you into Cyberfrog if I didn't believe that they would be. Check them out on Ethan's eBay store. I'm going to put a link to that in the description of the video. It will certainly help get you up to date on everything Cyberfrog. And keep an eye out for all that stuff coming out, because that I can guarantee you that's going to be awesome. So, did you guys enjoy the video? Please leave a like down below. Are you a Cyberfrog fan? Let me know down in the comments, and I will hopefully get back to you with that. I know that I still have the Unforgettable Tales books to review, so I'll be getting to that hopefully soon. Yeah, I know that Ethan's also working on the Warts and All campaign, so whenever that book comes in, I'll be doing this whole thing again. So, let's get back to the ending of the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.